We were just talking about some Washington stuff, and we were talking a little bit. I brought up the Epstein files just a little bit. Now, there's something out there that I'm seeing quite a bit of, and I wanted to share it with you. I wanted to address it with you because it is important. It's important if we are to be people of integrity. There is a very, very, very important lesson to be learned here. On social media, on X, on Facebook a little bit, YouTube I'm seeing it, TikTok I'm seeing it, but people are standing up saying things like, well, what if it was your guy, right? So, Biden didn't release these files and he didn't do that for a reason. Well, what was that reason? And then, we could jump into the conjecture. Well, it's because he didn't want to politicize it. He wanted to do this, didn't want to do that. Personally, my sense is that, maybe there's some names in there that don't want to be released. There's some people in those files that don't want to be known. I don't know. I don't know at all who's in there. I have no understanding of who is in there whatsoever. I only know what I hear, and it's probably the exact same thing that you hear. And so all I'm going to get at is this. If a person I truly, genuinely support and admire is found in those files, they deserve to face the consequences of what they did. If I'm found in those files, I deserve to face the consequences of what I've done. If you are in those files, then you deserve to face the consequences of what you've done. It doesn't matter. Whoever's in there, whoever's in those files and is found to have done horrible things, they've got to face the consequences of that. Regardless of whether or not we supported them, regardless of whether or not we admire them, regardless of whether or not we enjoy their company, regardless of whether or not we voted for them, regardless of whether or not we donated to their campaigns, regardless of whether or not we bought their stupid hats, doesn't matter. If they did something horrible, they should be held accountable for it. If it's Trump or one of his people in administration, if it's one of his friends, if it's, one of the Palm Beach, Florida crowd, that whoever, they need to face the consequences. I think sometimes that, and maybe it's because of how divisive electoral politics has become. The people we support end up, for some of us, becoming an extension of who we are. See, I supported that person, and now that person did a really good job. So I can be proud I did a really good job in supporting that person. But if they do a really bad job, I need to protect that person. For some reason, I need to protect that person because I don't want to have done a bad job in supporting them. And so it's almost like we're living vicariously through them. It's almost like they are a part of us. It's a weird form of narcissistic behavior, to be honest, that, that person that I voted for is now part of me and I am part of them. And therefore we are together forever. And if they do good, I do good. But if they do bad, I need to cover it up because I don't do bad. It's this weird identity struggle, identity crisis perhaps, that some of us are going through. Well, those people we support, they're not part of us, and we're not part of them. They asked for our support. We thought they were the right candidate, right or wrong, and we gave them our support. Done. Now, when that candidate proves to be good, fantastic. Oh, I'm really glad I gave that person my vote. But it's not me that did the good thing. I'm just really glad that I gave them my vote. And if they find themselves in a file like this, then I say, Ed, you know what? They got us. They tricked us. I was wrong. I shouldn't have given them my support. I was wrong. Based on the information I had, I did the best job I possibly could. But that's it. It's over, and I was wrong, and I take my support back. I mean, people, it's okay to have been wrong. It's okay to have cast a vote in the wrong direction. It's okay to have bought the wrong stupid hat. What's not okay is to continuously double down on that support, because heaven knows they can't be wrong because I can't be wrong. Whoever is found in those files, whoever is found to be guilty of doing horrible things, if I supported them, the healthy thing for me to do is to say, I was wrong, and move on. The healthy thing for me to do is to say, I was wrong and I will not support them again in the future, and move on. The worst thing we can do for ourselves and for the world is to say no. Is to come at this from some weird delusional perspective. It's to come at this with the understanding that if they are wrong, if they are evil, if they are bad, if they are horrible, if they did these kinds of things, then that says something about us. It doesn't. The only thing it says about you and I is that we made a mistake. And God knows everybody makes mistakes. Those people we support, those people we admire, the teams we follow, the athletes we love, the actors we revere, those people of status and authority that for some weird reason we raise up on a pedestal, they are not an extension of us. We do not exist within them. They are just people. And our admiration of them can be and often is misguided. And so, regardless of who's found in these files, and I suspect many of you here that feel this way, they should be held accountable. If investigations prove that they did something awful, they should be held accountable. They should face the consequences of their actions. Doesn't matter what color tie they wear. It doesn't matter what party they caucus with. It doesn't matter how liberal or how right-leaning they happen to be. It doesn't matter how progressive or conservative they have to be. It doesn't matter how religious or irreligious they happen to be. They should be held accountable. Because for me to say anything else is for me to reject the possibility, the opportunity for justice. For me to reject the possibility that these people who were trafficked and assaulted, harassed, abused, will get their justice. And they're deserving of this. We should be helping them see their moment of justice, experience their moment of justice. We should be helping them rid themselves of the burden that this pain is causing them, that this horrible series of circumstances and experiences and events have caused them. These horrible people have caused them. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle they sit on. If they did something horrible, they should face the consequences. I'm happy to admit I'm wrong. I'm happy to accept that I was wrong in offering that support. And that is by far the healthiest thing we can do in a time like this. These people who have asked us and that we've chosen to invest in, they're not us. Their achievements and their sins are not ours. Amen.